Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this very beautiful day for this wonderful dedication. Before we begin, I just want to acknowledge our administration, our foundation team who has worked so hard to putting this together. Angel, thank you for your leadership in helping us to create this event this morning. Before we get started, I wanted to also acknowledge our leadership team who is with us, our healthcare providers, clinicians who are here this morning, and then wanted to acknowledge our foundation board of directors. Several of them are able to join us this morning. And also wanted to acknowledge Pat Horton, our board chair, who's here with us. Pat? So we're going to go ahead and get started. Today is really a celebration for a very incredible person. So I want to first say it's an honor for us to be able to dedicate this bench in honor of Rose. Rose Liberto, who we lost in May of 2020, was with us for over a decade. Rose was a wonderful nurse, mother, and friend to many of us. We are thankful to gather here today in person to celebrate Rose's life through dedicating this bench and the rose bushes in memory of Rose right behind the bench. To get our event started today, I would like to ask Angela Clark to join me and lead us in a prayer. Angela?
Thank you, Charlie. I looked back and saw these beautiful roses, and it just took my breath away. So, if you will join me in this prayer. Eternal God and Creator, today we dedicate and bless this space as one of safety, love, and healing in the memory of Rose Liberto, a mother, grandmother, friend, and dedicated nurse who loved her calling. Rose provided the best care for her patients with love and respect. She poured herself into training nurses, and she did it all with the feisty spirit and the soul of a fierce warrior when needed. So may this space be a place of comfort, a place of solace, a place of peaceful rest, and of glorious light for all who walk by, for those who stop and take needed moments of rest, and for those who need to take in the healing beauty this space provides. Amen.
Thank you, Angela. That was beautiful. Today, I would like to recognize several members of Rose's family who are here with us this morning. We have with us Rose's children, Katie, Shannon, Jenny, and unfortunately David is not with us, but her son is here with us as well in spirit. I would also like to introduce to you our Atrium Health Cabarrus administrative team, who were able to join us in our foundation board and the Cabarrus College of Health Science staff. Rose, as you know, was an amazing nurse and friend to each of us. She overcame so many challenges during her life. Whether that was surviving Hurricane Katrina or beating cancer, one thing was sure: when the pandemic hit last year, she was not going to give up on her teammates, patients, or our hospital. We were all saddened to learn that during the pandemic, COVID took our ray of sunshine away in person, but not in spirit. I know she is with us here today. With all the amazing stories of Rose, we, along with administration and our teammates, knew we wanted to do something special in honor and memory of Rose. While the pandemic continues to try to stop us here, we are today here to share with you and dedicate this bench in memory of Rose Liberto. If you all will please come over to the bench, the Liberto family. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the unveiling now. So, who would like to go ahead and pull the ribbon? One of you? Yeah, come on. So you just grab this and one more pull. And then go ahead and take it up. Drop it back. So as you can see, we have also planted rose bushes in memory of Rose, as those who came to sit in the garden and enjoy moments of peacefulness can also remember Rose through the beauty of the flowers which Rose loved as well. I would like to share that today, with the support of our giving teammates in our community, we have endowed a scholarship in memory of Rose, the Rose Liberto Nursing Scholarship, which will allow us to provide a nursing scholarship at the Cabarrus College of Health Sciences in Rose's honor. Rose was very fond of education, health sciences, teaching, and she strongly believed in older adults going back to school. The scholarship will support single-parent households who are pursuing a nursing degree. I'd like to ask Chris Carcello, Dean of Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, to please come forward. Chris, will you do me the honor of presenting this plaque to the Liberto family in honor of the Rose Liberto Nursing Scholarship? I would now like to ask our Facility Executive Vice President, Asha Rodriguez, to please come forward to say a few words.
Thank you, Charlie, and thank you to each of you for being here today. As we remember someone so near and dear to each of us. Not everyone makes a lasting mark in their workplace, but Rose did. We will all have our own personal and special memories of her. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. We will all have our own special memories of that particular mark Rose left in our hearts and in our lives. While Rose is no longer here with us today in person, and it is hard to not have her here with us, I'm certain of two things. Rose would have wanted us all to be here together with each other and with our happiest thoughts and memories of our time spent with her. As you know, she was such a strong, well, I would say feisty person. Would you guys agree? Through and through, from character, personality, and presence. We are all here because somewhere, somehow, we have all been touched very deeply by Rose. I'm thankful to have these moments together in her memory and able to work with our foundation and Rose's family to find a location that is permanently on our campus in Rose's memory and honor, but to also be able to continue the education for future nurses just like her through the Rose Liberto Scholarship Fund that has been created in her honor at our Cabarrus College of Health Sciences. Rose gave so much to us, and we wanted to give back just a little to her. I'm proud to be able to be here today to join each of you and honor a special lady we all love and know dearly. Thank you.
Thank you, Asha. Thank you to each of you for being here with us today. As we remember someone so near and dear to each of us, not everyone makes a lasting mark in their workplace, but Rose did, as Asha stated in her presentation. I would like to ask Rhonda Wright to please come forward to say a few words. Rhonda is our AVP of Patient Services and Nursing Services. Rhonda is going to share some words with us about Rose from our teammates who worked very closely with Rose. Rhonda?
I'm not sure the etiquette of the mask or no mask, and I put the glasses on, they fog, so I'll do my best. Rose, what a beautiful name of a beautiful flower, soft and breathtaking. Rose is also the name of our dear friend and colleague who had a huge heart, smart, wicked wit, and just a nurse's nurse. What gets me most about Rose and our Rose are the thorns. Roses don't really have thorns. What they have are called prickles to protect themselves from harm. Let's be honest. We don't remember our Rose in the likeness of a soft and delicate flower. Rose kept it real. She was outspoken and held nothing back. In a way, Rose was well known and loved for her thorns or her prickles. If you were a provider and weren't hearing Rose as she was advocating for her patients, those thorns came out. She was an avid lover of learning and teaching, and she was precepting right up until she became sick. She took those nursing students and those new nurses under her wing, and she protected them until they grew their own prickles to survive in this healthcare environment. Rose attended the monthly roundtable chief nurse luncheon every month. She politely and boldly took her seat each month at the right hand of the chief nurse in the boardroom. She came charged with her list of items to be addressed. She never held back, and the whole room, including the chief nurse, loved how she kept it honest, real, and prickly when needed. As Rose's family, I'm sure you felt that prickly protectiveness over the years. She was so proud of you. We heard about many of you all the time, and we know she loves those grandkids. As Charlie mentioned, Rose was a Hurricane Katrina survivor. As devastating as that hurricane was for Rose, she still loved her New Orleans and Louisiana roots, and she never missed passing out Fat Tuesday Mardi Gras beads every year on the unit. I don't think there was anything else that went on, but just the beads. As devastating as COVID has been, Rose still loved and was so proud to be a nurse. Being a nurse wasn't just the job Rose did. Being a nurse was part of who Rose was. Though so heartbreaking, Rose did pass away in our ICU. It was an honor and a privilege to take care of her as one of our own. She was loved and cared for in the manner she's taught so many to do over the years. In fact, a couple of the people she precepted were her very nurses in the end. Rose and her feisty spirit will live on with us at Cabarrus, on that fourth floor, in that boardroom, and within our hearts. Thank you for sharing Rose with us. The ICU, I don't see that anybody made it down here from there. As you said, we're still an operating hospital. So the ICU did take a picture of Rose's hands as they cared for her in those last days and weeks. And as they cared for her, the hands are swollen. It's the hands of a sick lady. But the words on the framed photo I'm going to give you, they describe what those hands represented to them as they cared for her. And I hope you find comfort in that. I won't read it all, but you can get the idea. These are the hands of love. These are the hands of sacrifice. These are hands of a hero. These are the hands of a compassionate warrior, the hands of a knowledgeable preceptor who taught us all a lot.
Thank you, Rhonda, for sharing that with us. I wanted to stop a moment here because I failed to share that I did not know Rose, but during the last year I really got to know her a lot more, and actually this morning didn't realize that. I grew up in Louisiana, so I lived in New Orleans, and I am also a Hurricane Katrina survivor. And I found out this morning that we actually lived in the same area, Lakeview, so quite ironic. But Today is really about celebrating Rose and remembering her for the incredible person that she was and the incredible family that she has left us with, that we are able to embrace, love you and care for you and walk with you going forward. In closing, again, this is beautiful, everyone. So thank you for all who are here, for our hospital, for our team that are continuing. You know, the pandemic isn't over yet, and we can't let our guard down. So we need to continue to fight this, and as Asha said, working together for the better good of our community. As we close today, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. I hope that you will please take a few minutes to enjoy time together as we continue to enjoy this day and remember our dear friend, Rose. We've also got water and drinks and cupcakes over here, so please be sure to grab one again. And thank you. And thank you again for sharing your beautiful mom with us.